In the aftermath of the 24th of August drone strike, the Syzran oil refinery in Russia's Samara Oblast, about 1,000 kilometers from Ukraine, is no longer operational due to the destruction of its most critical equipment. Russian telegram channel Astra, citing sources in the emergency services, reported that the facility lost the AVT-6 primary processing unit, the L-35-6 secondary unit, and the pump station, all essential for continued refinery operations. Amid the ongoing Russo-Ukrainian war, Russia continues to receive substantial oil and gas revenues that help sustain its war effort. Recently, Ukraine inflicted damage on the Druzhba pipeline, a key route used to pump oil to Russia's allies, Hungary and Slovakia. In recent weeks and months, Ukraine has intensified its campaign against Russian oil processing and storage infrastructure, severely damaging several facilities and completely disabling others. According to Astra, 5 drones exploded on site on the 24th of August, 3 of which directly struck key infrastructure. 5 more drones were reportedly shot down on approach. No injuries were reported as all 240 employees had sheltered during the attack. The refinery owned by Rosneft is one of Samara Oblast's largest oil processing enterprises, producing a wide range of petroleum products and supplying fuel to central Russian oblasts and military units, Euromaidan press media outlet recalls. Following earlier drone strikes on the 15th of August, the facility had already suffered major damage and had suspended crude oil intake and processing. The 15th of August attack struck the ELOU AVT-6 unit, designed for desalting and primary crude oil distillation, and also damaged several storage tanks. The refinery has also been targeted multiple times this year, with incidents in February and March causing fires. According to Reuters, Ukrainian drone strikes in August have disabled 17% of Russia's oil refining capacity. The situation has contributed to worsening fuel shortages across Russia and occupied Ukrainian territories, particularly in Crimea, Zabaikalsky Krai, Vladivostok, Buryatia, and Primorsky Krai. According to Sergei Vakulenko of the Carnegie Russia-Eurasia Center, the damaged plants have lost only part of their output, but even limited disruptions can impact supply. He previously worked for Gazprom Neft. Russia depends on oil and gas for a quarter of its budget revenues. This year, it raised defense spending by 25%, reaching Cold War-era levels. Despite sanctions, Moscow continues large-scale weapons production. Still, economic growth has slowed, causing concern in the Kremlin.
An analysis of the latest data and reports from U.S. intelligence shows that, in addition to the Middle East, 5 high-profile and dangerous conflicts could break out in the next 5 years. According to an article in Politico, India and Pakistan are probably closer to exchanging nuclear weapons than any other 2 countries on the planet. Pakistan has 170 nuclear weapons. India has 180. The domestic politics of both sides are pushing them toward escalation. China-Taiwan. This will show who will lead the world order in the 21st century, the US or China. The US has long said it will support Taiwan, but many doubt that Trump is as committed to this promise. Russia and the Baltic states. Putin's goal is to reclaim territories that, in his opinion, should historically be part of Russia, as well as to check NATO and Europe, India-China. India has far more population centers within range of Chinese munitions than China has on its side. The region is ripe for misunderstandings and escalation, and tensions are so volatile today that both Chinese and Indian troops are banned from carrying weapons along the border. The 2 countries lack any conventional deterrence mechanisms, treaties, or channels of communication. The Korean Peninsula. North Korea is a slowly dying country, torn apart by hunger and paralyzed by government brutality. Kim Jong-un will not become the next Saddam Hussein or Muammar Gaddafi. His trump card is nuclear weapons. If Kim senses weakness or threat, anything is possible. This year, two of the world's most talked about potential conflicts have already become reality. Missiles flew over the India-Pakistan border in May, and then Israel went to war with Iran over its nuclear program in June. Although the Indo-Pakistan conflict quickly ended, the strategic implications of Israel's immediate tactical success in Iran remain in question. This summer marks the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II, and while such a massive catastrophe may seem unlikely, the reality is that the world is often closer to a major regional or even global conflict than it might seem. The development of new disruptive technologies and asymmetric advantages, such as autonomous weapons and drones, are likely to make the coming years more unstable in ways not previously considered. An analysis of recent U.S. intelligence testimony and reports, as well as interviews with half a dozen geopolitical experts, makes clear that, beyond the Middle East, there are 5 high-profile, high-risk conflicts that could conceivably unfold over the next 5 years. Each could have profound and serious consequences for the United States, militarily, economically, or geopolitically. These are high-tension regions where a military intervention like Russia's incursion into Ukraine in 2021, escalating tensions, or even just a 24-hour period of miscommunication, mistakes, military accidents, or miscalculations could lead to major confrontations, loss of life, and global disruptions. War is unpredictable and usually harder to win than it looks, but this has rarely been a deterrent. On the contrary, war has been one of the few constant and invincible human activities since the dawn of recorded history, even though it has often proved disastrous for aggressors and defenders alike.